Honestly, it's a very scary subject.
Francesca Ramirez is a UNLV marketing and journalism student. She sees a potential for using artificial intelligence in deceptive ways.
There's a lot of talk about copyright plagiarism and how AI isn't actually giving you real information, and sometimes it can give you misinformation.
Artificial images or videos, also known as deepfakes, have been circulating on social media. They look and sound all too real, but they're software generated. There are currently no federal regulations on deepfakes, but lawmakers are working on legislation to regulate them. Still, they are a regular occurrence these days, often deceiving the public and sometimes the news media. Francesca feels it's a responsibility of every journalist to make sure what they're reporting is AI-free.
You need to fact check everything. You need to have multiple sources, primary sources, secondary sources.
Otherwise, she feels we could see more potential harm on a national and even global level.
We're at the start of AI. We haven't even reached what its true potential could be, and it's scary to think about the future.
We need to think of AI as a tool. And it's not about the tool, it's how you use the tool.
Dr. Aya Shada is an assistant professor of digital media and is currently researching the uses of artificial intelligence. She believes AI, or more specifically, generative AI, which can independently create new content, can lead to better journalism.
It's offering new outputs. It's like talking to you. Ask it a question, replies back to me, and then I ask another question. So it's like we're making a conversation, a dialogue. And this is, I think, what scares people and feel like, oh, wow, I'm talking to a software.
She says it's important for journalists or any other user to approach the use of AI carefully.
Going back to the idea that AI consumes the data we feed. Since this data is already biased, so the algorithm that actually generate the output would also be biased.
So she says it's crucial to verify and validate story research and hear directly from actual experts. Otherwise, there's a great risk fake AI-generated stories could be broadcast, published, or posted if proper safeguards are not used.
Unfortunately, it contributes to a lot of misinformation, especially with fake news, deep fakes, and we have the elections coming up, so we're going to see a lot of that, unfortunately.
That's why she says it's important for students to learn now about the ethical ways of using AI.
For example, in my class, I try to encourage them to use AI. It's very good at collecting data, summarizing the data, so it kind of offers a starting point. This is where you start, and then the students continue their work, developing maybe primary research or writing a news article.
Francesca agrees and says now is a time to learn to understand AI as it becomes more and more ingrained into daily life.
I think if people learn how to use it responsibly, it all comes down to the people using it. It doesn't come down to AI itself. It comes down to the people who are going to be using that AI for either good or bad.
Reporting in Las Vegas, I'm Abel Garcia.